start, feel free throughout this presentation to get up and get some food, get some refreshments. It's going to kind of be formal and informal because we're masters. Good evening, everyone. I'm Logan Condon, the Director of Athletics and Physical Education here at the Masters School, and I would like to welcome you all to the 2021-22 Upper School Athletic Awards Assembly. I am truly excited to come together as a community to celebrate our spring athletes as well as our annual award recipients. But before I begin, I would like to take a moment to thank a few people who made this year possible. Ms. Danforth, Mr. Newcomb, and the administration, thank you for leading by example and being the inspiration to our community. To our parents, thank you for all the support that you've shown our student athletes, no matter how far, all the way up to Hopkins, how cold it was, how much rain there was, you were always there on the sidelines supporting our students. To our coaches, thank you for the long hours, hard work, and dedication that you put in toward making sure our athletes are at their very best. And to my athletics team, Michael, Jackie, Kalia, Alexis, and Juan, thank you for all that you do to make sure that our students have the opportunity to play the sports that they love. And here's the important one. Last but not least, thank you to our athletes. This was our first year back in full competition, and you showed how much it meant to you to be out on the fields, on the course, and on the courses. There were so many incredible moments, and we are grateful for all the excitement that you brought to our school. We commend you for your hard work and your commitment that you've shown to this community. So thank you, athletes. So now I'd like to pass it on to one of our DAA co-presidents, Aiden, to come up and welcome you all.
Okay. Good evening to all of our athletes, coaches, faculty, and staff. As of a few weeks ago, we wrapped up a third and final successful season here at Masters of Athletics, one full of many more exciting moments for us as a community. As sad as we are to see the 2021-2022 season come to an end, let's take a moment to reflect back on some of our best moments throughout the year. In the fall season, we saw great successes for our teams, starting with field hockey, showing what it means to be a team, taking a stand and fighting to include every member of their team. Girls volleyball tallied up the wins with an impressive 5-game winning streak, and to highlight our year, the boys varsity soccer team, who brought home a nice league championship for the first time in school history. In the winter, both track and swimming excelled in individual and team events, breaking many school records throughout, as well as girls saber going undefeated on the season for the fencing team. In the spring, the track team continued their successes, once again setting the track on fire with various school records. And finally, with one last farewell, the girls lacrosse team gave their seniors a proper send-off, winning the last game of the season in thrilling fashion, coming back from 7-2, eventually to win 12-11. Tonight we honor those who work behind the scenes, shedding blood, sweat, and tears for the sake of success, our athletes. We start the night off by acknowledging and congratulating our spring athletes, and please join me in welcoming Quinn to help us kick off the night.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you, Aiden. Now let's get this started. Please join me in welcoming the boys varsity baseball team with Coach Shaganoff.
Good evening, everyone. I want to start by echoing Coach Condon's remarks. Thank you, Ms. Danforth, and the rest of the administration for supporting and being an advocate for athletics at the Master's School. Mr. Condon and his staff, thank you guys for supporting us throughout the way, keeping us healthy, keeping us on the field, making sure all those logistics are taken care of. And my assistant coaches, Coach Martinez and Coach Almonte, who cannot be here, but I could not do all of this alone. So, as I'm sure you're going to hear from the other coaches tonight, this was our first real spring season in 3 years. So it was like having a factory reset on the program. We decided we were going to build our program on being individuals of high character, and our pillars would be hard work, attention to detail, and mental toughness. And let me tell you, the things that stood out time and time again were these young men's character and mental toughness. We had a rough season, but no matter the results, they never got down. If you came to one of our practices, you could never tell from our practices that we were taking loss after loss after loss because of the way that they came to practice every day, and they worked so hard, kept their attitude up, and kept on building and building and building. And that's why it was so great to watch us finally get a win against Worcester. In addition to that, that was a great pitching performance. It was a great team effort. Everyone in the field made a play. And in addition to that, even though we lost this game, I'd also love to point out our game against Harvey, where we lost in a walk-off, but that's a team that was in the New England semifinals. Played in the New England semifinal game. We took them all the way down to their last out. The future is bright for this program. We have a great core to build a team around going forward, with a bunch of young players. We have Henry Hubner returning next year as a junior, who's one of our captains. And I'd like to announce that our other captain going into the season that'll be joining him is also a sophomore this year, Connor Toproff Richmond. With this great young core, I know we'll be able to continue building on this year, and the future is very, very bright for this team. When it comes to our individual awards, the first one is our Coaches Award. This goes to one of our 2 leaders to start the year. This young man was our true vocal leader in the heart of the team, always encouraging everyone on the team, had a hand in everyone's year. He was like another coach out on the field, constantly giving tips, reminders, and trying to help everyone around him to be better. This is none other than Ethan Rosenberg. Our MVP was a very clear-cut choice. He was our other senior leader coming into the season. He is the example of leading by example. He is someone that all of these young kids could look up to as the model for what they hope to become and what they hope to achieve as seniors. As a senior, he led our team in every offensive category, from average to slugging to walks, and even contributed on the mound when he was called to do so. We could not have done the things that we were able to accomplish without him in the middle of our lineup, without his leadership and contributions both on and off the field. Our MVP for the season is none other than Aiden McLaren. While I've got him up here, I'd also like to congratulate Aiden for his selection on the FAA All-League second team. Additionally, an honorable mention, FAA All-League honorable mention goes out to Henry Hubner. Henry, where are you? I know you're here. Come on. All right. Thank you to all of our seniors who made this year possible and led our team in creating that foundation for years to come. And I'm super excited for everything that we'll be able to build moving forward.
Congratulations, Ethan and Aiden. Now moving on to the varsity golf team with Coach Slap.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm happy to speak tonight about the Masters Golf Program. After the last 2 years, when we had a total of 2 matches, this was a restart year for the golf team. When the season began, I really wasn't sure what to expect. I was so excited on the first day when we packed into the athletic office with over 20 potential golfers, more than twice as many as we had ever had in the history of the team. I felt that excitement carry over into our season, most of which we spent at the range, improving our shots and developing and growing as a team. As I'm sure you know, golf is, for the most part, an individual sport, but it's the sum of all those individual parts and efforts that make up a team as a whole. This year's team came together quickly and supported each other throughout the season. Our seniors, both new to the team this year, Robert and Zach, were always excited and willing to step up and play in matches whenever called on. Their positivity was infectious and the rest of the team caught it. Our returning members grew as leaders and our newest members persevered throughout the season even when the going got tough. As we all know, golf can be a very challenging sport, but being positive and resilient are keys to success in golf as well as in life. In addition to our golfers, I want to recognize our awesome manager, Alpha Zerfu, who maintained our score tracking spreadsheets and supported our team both on and off the course all season long. Everybody in our group contributed to the overall success of our season. I also want to thank Coach Fish, Ms. Medina, Mr. Kovas, Ms. Zappa, Mr. Condon, and our golfing parents for all of your help and support. We certainly could not have done this without all of you. All right, so our Coaches Award we're going to give out first. New to the team this year, but clearly not new to golf. This young woman came ready to work on improving her skills every day. Whether she was at the range, on the course, or in the golf cage, her dedication and work ethic were always evident. These attributes will take her a long way in her golfing journey and in life. It is my great pleasure to announce this year's Coaches Award, which goes to our co-captain, Hannah Florian. Okay, and our MVP award. Competing in his second year on the golf team, this player demonstrated the skills, drive, and determination needed to help lead the team. His dedication and commitment to improving his game and his overall passion for the sport were evident every day, whether he was competing in a match or just practicing. His leadership was critical to our success this year. Congratulations to this year's co-captain and MVP of the golf team, Spencer Robertson. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Hannah and Spencer. Boys varsity tennis is up next with Coach Lesser.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Stop me if you've heard this one before, but it was really nice getting back out after 2 lost seasons. It's going to be a theme tonight, I think. But even though we had a few matches last season, the team didn't quite feel full because we were missing our international students. So it was really great this season, getting everybody back on the team and really being out there together again. It just felt normal, and it was clear everyone was happy to play some matches, both within our school and against other schools, obviously. The season did have some challenges. We went up against some of the best teams in the country and dealt with, well, this lovely weather all season. But I'm so proud of all the hard work and effort the team put in. They improved their games throughout the season and bonded through practice matches, through our real matches, through games of touch the fence, and of course, long road trips to and from Connecticut. While we graduate our 3 senior captains, the future is bright with a lot of talented players coming back next season for our Coaches Award. Knowing that you'll be going up against the best player on each team, playing first singles is no easy task. Basically, most of the people you play are going to be playing college tennis next year. But this player not only went into every match ready for the challenge, he did it with a smile on his face. Battling for every point, his play inspired teammates and earned the respect of opponents and opposing coaches. His outgoing personality helped bring the team together during practices, and his sweatshirt design became the envy of campus. Everybody wanted one of those Masters tennis sweatshirts. He earned FAA All-League honors this year, and we will miss him next year as he heads to USC. Congratulations, George Shang. Tennis MVP. Cool, calm, and collected. Nothing phases this player when he is on the court. He blasts first serves, can hit a forehand winner at any moment, and his killer backhand slice has frustrated countless opponents, which is in the last match of the season, after the match his opponent smashed his racket in the parking lot, just as an example. He's played many memorable matches in his career at Masters, including a 3-set come-from-behind victory where he saved 4 match points. No quit. It's that type of attitude that he brought to every single match. He earned FAA Honorable Mention this year, and we wish him the best of luck next year at Rochester. Congratulations, Tag Vales.
Congratulations, George and Tag. Following is now boys varsity lacrosse with Coach Thorne.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ben Thorne, and I'm proud to be one of the assistant coaches for the Masters Boys Varsity Lacrosse team. To begin with, I and the coaching staff would like to thank Mr. Condon and the other members of the athletic department. It is through your tireless and sometimes thankless efforts that this is all possible. So thank you very much. Next, we would like to thank our parents. Thank you to all the lacrosse team parents, again, for your unwavering support throughout the season. This is my first time, actually, at an awards dinner. In fact, it's my first time coaching any sport, and my first time being on a lacrosse team or associated with one in 28 years. It's been a long time. But it's been a season of firsts, a lot of firsts for our team. At the top, it was our first season under the leadership of our new head coach, Rico Williams. I believe it is Coach Williams' fifth year coaching at Masters. And one of his most important decisions came before the season, which was hiring assistant coach Colin Diedrichson to his staff. Coach Diedrichson masterfully coordinated our defense. Unfortunately, neither Coach Williams nor Diedrichson could be here this evening. Not surprisingly, they are in fact coaching lacrosse somewhere. So it's perhaps right that it has fallen to me now to give this speech. During the season, Coach Rico coached the offense and Coach Colin the defense. I mostly stood on the sideline and yelled nonsensical coach things, such as "on the hop" or "that's our ball," in case anyone was wondering, or everyone's favorite "get in the hole," which could be useful for the golf team if you're needing anyone to do that. I will at least try to, for the first time this season, to speak coherently and at a reasonable and normal decibel level. As I mentioned, it was a season of firsts. For some, it was the first time playing at Masters. Our two freshmen joined the team this year, Matt Sanzenbacher and Oliver Eisenberg. Matt quickly became an important part of our defense, and Ollie, from a quiet start, emerged as one of our most potent offensive weapons, scoring a hat trick in the team's victory over Harvard. Additionally, sophomore Sam Navin and junior Steven Skrenta joined the team. Both players brought hustle, dedication, and grit. For the core of our team, our sophomores and juniors, it was their first full season of high school lacrosse. Our sophomores, Ethan Katsky, the tenacious Teddy Meyer, and Jack Parsons all made significant contributions in every practice and game. They were led by the youngest of our captains, Nate Lothian, who worked hard in the offseason, improved his game, and took the field ready day one to be a force on the field and set an example for his teammates. Our four juniors, however, were the workhorses of the team. When these four teammates touched the ball, good things happened for us. It would start on defense with Henry Eisenbeis, who would shut down an opposing player and take the ball from the other team. He would then pass it to Captain Noah Kessel-Young, one of our fastest and most reliable ball handlers, to bring it up the field. Who could then pass it to Adrian Blanc, who would unleash a blistering sidearm shot, or pass it to our leading goal scorer, Captain Baird Breska, who would often dodge 2, 3, even 4 sometimes, players to put the ball in the back of the net. This brings me to our seniors. Until suffering a concussion, Max Peters competed for the starting goaltender position and worked tirelessly to support the team in practice. Similarly, an injury sidelined Owen Higgins for the beginning half of the year, but he returned with a vengeance for the second half, scoring a number of goals and providing a needed physical presence for our offense. I have left the remaining 2 seniors to last because they merit special recognition. As I mentioned, this was a season of firsts. And for Ethan Yankee, It was the first time he stepped on a lacrosse field in March. It was the first time he held a lacrosse stick this year. Yet Ethan was often the first to arrive in practice and the last to leave. He was the first to say, "Yes, coach," and do whatever we asked. Every day, he was the first of us in hustle and effort. The first to pick up a teammate and say, "Keep your head up." Nor is this just the coaching staff's opinion. Who did the other players have lead the daily cheer of Masters? Ethan. In short, Ethan Yankee is the living embodiment of the passage from the book of Ecclesiastes that gives our school its motto: "Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with thy might." For Ethan's successes, are not limited to the lacrosse team. He was captain and leader on the fencing team and an important part of our soccer team. Please don't take my word for it. You can read all about this unique and special young man in the recent edition of Talent. It is therefore my distinct honor and privilege to be the first to announce that the 2022 Coaches Award for the boys varsity lacrosse team goes to Ethan Yankee. In a season of firsts, we must also acknowledge one important last. Unfortunately, we have seen the last time that Nate Meyer will take the field as our starting goalie. It is my understanding that Nate has held that position since freshman year. He will be sorely missed, and his shoes will be nearly impossible to fill. Off the field, Nate has been the quintessential leader. More than anyone else, he has lived our school mission on the lacrosse field. As our captain, he has learned, strived, dared, done all that he could to be a power for good and to make this team successful. On the field all year, there was only one position that we were confident every game we would start, we would be as good, if not better, than the opposing team, and that was in goal. Anything we accomplished this year that was successful was because of Nate. Nate's exceptional games his exceptional play kept us in close games and clinched our victories. For his dedication, leadership, and superb play, it is my pleasure to award Nate Myers the Boys Lacrosse 2022 Most Valuable Player Award. That's all I've got. Have a good night.
Congratulations, Ethan and Nate. Now on to a personal favorite, girls varsity lacrosse. Coach DiDomenico and Coach McWilliams.
We just want to point out, sorry, that we don't want to go after Bedford next year. So,
This is going to seem really abbreviated and watered down, but bear with us. All right. First, Coach McWilliams and I want to thank Coach Nardulli and Coach Jules for helping this season and their dedication through all the non-spring days that we had. There are a lot of layers of work. All right. Again, as most teams recovering from COVID seasons, there was a lot to relearn about being a part of a team and competing again. Practices weren't easy, and the players knew that when they showed up, there'd be some sort of challenge that they would have to endure together as a team, whether it be a physical challenge, running laps, or a stick skill challenge. It was truly heartening to witness them throughout each of those challenges because they never let one another give up, ever, at any point. We had amazing leadership throughout the team and developed in so many ways this season. If you're an avid fan, which most of you were, you've noticed that our first game and last game were like night and day. They're two completely different teams. We're so excited for what the future holds because of the potential that we have and the amount of 9th and 10th graders that we have on this team that will carry us through for the next few years.
All right, I don't have any props like the tower king, but yeah, we should go down against it. As a coach, you often hope, or I often hope, that players leave at the end of the day having learned something new, but also having given 100% on the field. And this year's Coaches Award goes to a player who is new to lacrosse, but came out every day for practice, giving it 1,000%. When referees corrected her in a game, she wouldn't fight back. She would come off the field and she'd be like, "Coach, please explain. What are they talking about? How do I do it better? How do I get better? How do I get better?" And that was always her aim. Her aim at every practice was always to get better. Her aim at every game was always to get better. And that, as coaches, is what we would hope for all players to become. This player does burpees with impeccable form. Her push-ups are remarkable, but she's also a student who is encouraging of others. When goals are scored, when she's even playing defense, you can hear her cheers louder than just about everybody else's. So we are really excited to present the Coaches Award this year to Jenny Parisi, or Jenica Pereras.
All right. We had a lot of impact players this year, so this wasn't the easiest decision to make, but there's one player in particular that dominated every single game. She had 18 goals this season, but more importantly, she had 33 ground balls, which meant she controlled most games. She reads the field really well, and as a playmaker, she makes her teammates better. As a midfielder, she fought tirelessly through every game and never complained about it once. She will certainly leave some tough shoes to fill next year. This year's MVP goes to Anna Ruiz.
Congratulations, Jenny Parisi and Anna. Next is boys and girls varsity track and field with
Hello everyone. My name is Luciano Fiore, also known as Luch, and I'm the coach representative for Masters Spring Track. I'd like to start off by thanking Mr. Cogden and the whole athletics department, especially Ms. Sacco and Ms. Medina. Thank you for all your work. I would also like to thank my coaching staff, Benjamin Allen, Juan Cobos, and Yolanda Watson. We had 85 student athletes on our team. I
I could not have done it with my coaching staff, without my coaching staff, and I truly am grateful. We hosted 2 major track meets on our home turf this year. We set several school records, including Christina Moore in the 300 hurdles and the 400 hurdles, Camille Smith in the 100 and 200, Aiden Lothian in the 800, Ashley Woodrow in the high jump at 4 feet. Camille Smith, Ava Di Lorenzio, Sabrina Wolfson, Sarah Wu in the 4x1, and Sarah Christie in the triple jump. We sent over 15 athletes to NICEA's championships. And before I go into the coaches' awards and MVPs, I must shout out our seniors. I genuinely mean I can give a speech about every single one of you. You guys mean a lot to me. This is my first year coaching in general as well as spring track, and you will forever be my first team, so I'm very happy that we can end the year with you guys. And I'd like to say your names for credits. We have Amici Aduba, Christopher Barnaby, Nate Diot, Aiden Lothian, Mason McCullum, Demetrius Lutsatsos, Taven Saber, Chad Zhao, Maxim Blake, Sydney Bryce, Brianna Diaz, Ava Di Lorenzio, Anna Jatel, Lily Liu, Camille Smith, Alexa Watson, Sabrina Wolfson, and Sarah Wu. Thank you guys. Now on to the Men's Team Coaches Award. This individual finished 7th at the NICEA's championships in the 100 and 200 meter dash and was a part of the 6th place 4x1 team at that same championship in 46.43, including Amici, Jake, and Nate. He was 5th in the 100 at FA championships with an 11.700 and 3rd at the 200 at FA championships with a 23.5. His PRs in the 100 are 11.9 and 23.4 in the 200. Now, we mentioned his PRs and competitive finishes to add context to what it means for our team to award him the Coach's Award. This acknowledgement goes well beyond the statistics and accolades, but it speaks to his character, his discipline, and his commitment. He was the epitome of being locked in. We have a certain philosophy on our coaching staff where we encourage our athletes to be where your feet are, an ode to stay present and focus on what's in front of you to the best of your ability. When you're at practice, be at practice. He embraced this. The 2 standout traits we'd like to highlight that earned him this award were 1, his ability to break down grand goals, like breaking 11 in the 100, to minute focus goals, like making sure this block start or fast 150 was his best ever. 2nd, his curiosity to always ask why. It spanned beyond what he was specifically doing to asking what the milers are doing. The jumpers, asking coach, why are you making us do this 1 more rep, etc., etc. His curiosity added to his knowledge, and his knowledge added to his game, and that game became high caliber and made his teammates better and set the championship tone at every practice. We're excited for another year of fast time, first place finishes, and now the famous Demi crawl, but we especially look forward to you leading our team to be better athletes and better people. Congratulations to Demi only. And now to our most valuable player. He was 3rd at the NICEA's championships in the 800, 204. He soloed a 54.6 at the Ivy League prep meet. He competed at the Glenn Louds games and ran a PR and school record of 203.6 in the 800. Came back the next day and ran 55 flat in the 400. This was coming off specific sickness and an Achilles flare-up that limited his training lead up to the event. It took heart. This individual was clearly our most valuable player. He deserves all the credit given to him, and we as a coaching staff feel grateful to have coached him in the last year at Masters. As many seniors in this class have experienced, you battled through the uncertainty of athletics throughout the pandemic with no specific end or start in sight. Back in this fall, the individual divulged to me that the love of the game has taken a back seat. We acknowledge hard truths came up with a game plan and gave this year a chance. He competed admirably in cross country, earned the MVP, and set school records in winter track, and momentum was building into spring. He embraced the hardships of what it takes to improve in this sport, especially in middle distance running. Masters track officially has his blood, sweat, and tears. He was always available to run any relay he was needed in the 4x4, 4x8, and was even an alternate in the 4x1. He took younger athletes under his wing, and it was evident the mark he left in his program. I personally can attest to younger athletes coming up to me and saying, I look up to this individual. Your name has made a difference in our team culture. Track is an unforgiving sport. It takes everything you give it, and those who achieve great things are usually programmed to think, what if I gave more? What if I leaned at the line? What if I didn't get sick? But as you move on to Northeastern University, we as coaches and athletics department urge you to look past the what ifs and rest assured you gave us your best self, made Masters Track better, gave it an identity, and started something special. Can't thank you enough, our MVP, Aiden Lothian. And now on to our women's team. Our Coaches Award. She set marks in the 300 hurdles in sub 60, which is a school record, 400 hurdles in 122, which is a school record, and was a part of the 4x4 with Lainey, Ren, and Sophie. That was the best of our season. This individual's worth to our team goes well beyond her hurdling abilities and school records. Today, we highlight her amazing positive attitude, her as an exceptional teammate, and appreciate her self-awareness. Track and field requires much intrinsic motivation, where the races you compete in and the times you run are yours. You can't pass the ball off, can't be substituted out. It's honest, it's candid, and like I said before, it's unforgiving. However, when you have teammates to share miles with and trade perspectives with, the intrinsic motivation becomes surrounded by a common goal to represent your team and the people you've worked so hard alongside with, something bigger than yourself. This individual fully embraced the power she had to utilize her own strengths as an uplifter, a positive light, and a hard worker to make her teammates better and the environment more conducive to success. She was purposeful in the way she greeted us coaches every day at practice, purposeful in the way she would listen to her teammates, purposeful in her attitude towards training. You went above and beyond to make others' experience more enjoyable and are the example of a good teammate. The Coaches Award goes to Christina Moore. And now on to our MVP. This individual finished 5th at NYSAs in the 100, 12.8, 8th place in the 200 and 27.4, 2nd at our FAA championships in 12.7, and finished 4th in the 200 and 27.4. I have to include these numbers out of respect. Her 100 PRs are 12.7 and 200 is 26.9. Obviously, our MVP is a very talented athlete, but her results in accolades were absolutely earned with hard work. These times by no means can simply be run without specific dedication and attention to detail on the daily. When she's on the track, you can feel her presence. She has high standards and makes her teammates better by setting a competitive tone. Standout attribute is her fearlessness. No matter who lines up alongside her on the track, she has bulletproof belief that she belongs and that she can win. This stems from her challenging herself at practice, often working out with top athletes from either team. And beyond being an undeniably fierce competitor, she stands out as a very supportive teammate and loving sister to her younger brother and teammate, Colin. As she embarks on her collegiate athletic journey to Lehigh University, we applaud her great leadership skills, her accountability, and her fearlessness as we hope she continues to make a difference on teams like she did for Masters Track. Your name will be sung in the record books. Our MVP, Camille Smith. Thank you.
Congratulations, Demi, Aiden, and Christina, and Camille. Lastly is boys varsity volleyball with Coach Jansen.
They save the best for last. So, one of my favorite things about high school was sports, was athletics. I love the community that's built around athletics. I love the coaches, the players, the families that all come together to support and nurture budding athletes. When Mr. Condon asked me to coach the boys volleyball team, I was overjoyed. Volleyball is one of my true loves in this life. And I immediately began planning and envisioning what kind of season I wanted us to have. After a rough couple of years that have been mentioned time and again, of no sports, it was imperative to me that my players find joy in our season. It was with this mindset that we began tryouts just before spring break. I thought that maybe 15 or 20 people might show up. I had about 40 people show up to fit on a team that I imagined would only fit 12 people. But everyone who showed up, it became very clear very quickly. Everyone showed up with the goal to play, have fun, and to win. Over the 8 weeks that followed spring break, my team put in hours of hard work because they had one goal, and that was to beat Calhoun and win NICAL. While we didn't get the opportunity to face Calhoun in the finals, the last game we played served, pun intended, as the perfect underscore to what was a thrilling and at times tumultuous season. I truly could not have dreamed of a more perfect season, and I thank you all for that. My varsity captains, Andrew Mitchell and Kyle Benson, did a phenomenal job of motivating and encouraging their teammates to be the best versions of themselves, both on and off the court. My other coaches, Coach Betty, Coach Maharjan, Mix Bennett, Madam Lodes, all made it possible for us to do what we did this season. They helped to make the players better, stronger people, in addition to athletes. And then finally to the athletic department, thank you for supporting me through my first season as head coach. And to the rest of my varsity team and the JV team, thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing up and showing out every single day for the last 2 months. So, the Coaches Award. The Coaches Award this year had several contenders, but it ultimately came down to the person who had an impact on the team, not just on the court, but also off the court. This person showed up the first day and had everyone organized and stretching promptly at 3:45. They consistently lifted the energy of the team and brought the best out of everyone around them. There were moments throughout the season when we would be down in a set or someone would make a mistake and then hyper-fixate and forget to play the game, and this person was able to reach them and bring them out and get them back on the court. He always encouraged everyone to put their best foot on the court, and this season just would not have been the same without him. And so with that, our 2022 Volleyball Coaches Award goes to none other than number 19, Andrew Mitchell. The MVP, the most valuable player. This year's most valuable player award goes to someone who gave unstintably of himself all season. From day one, this person had a clear vision for how he wanted the season to go and did everything in his power to bring that dream to fruition. Not only did he bring his best to the court, but he inspired his teammates, both JV and varsity, to match the energy and drive that he demonstrated day in and day out. Our passers did a phenomenal job this season, and our hitters were able to capitalize on those passes because we had a phenomenally hardworking and determined setter. And so this year's MVP for boys volleyball is going to number 9, Kyle Benson. And so, being our MVP, we had to, what is the word? Nominate people from our teams for the all-league team, and Kyle was chosen as the lead setter. So,
You hit it all nicely.
Okay, congrats to Andrew and Kyle. Thank you, Coach Jansen. Now we will move on to our 2021-2022 End of the Year Awards, and we have Kyle to present the DAA Award.
The Dobbs Athletic Association Sportsmanship Award is given each year to a person who has shown interest in sports and/or has tried to promote athletics at Masters. Dobbs Athletic Association was founded in 1901, and its members uphold the 7 standards of the school and promote athletic spirit. The 7 standards are cooperation, integrity, attitude, responsibility, spirit, sportsmanship, and consideration. It is my distinct pleasure to hand out this year's DAA Award to a student who participated in, supported, and committed himself to athletics and spirit this year. You may have seen him cheering on his teammates with fiery passion during the soccer season, trying out lacrosse for the first time this year, giving a heartfelt and motivational speech at morning meeting, or dominating his opponents in defensive strip. Please join me in honoring this year's DAA Award recipient and my guy, Ethan Yankee. Now, Aiden's going to announce the Fan of the Year Award. Okay. The Fan of the Year is an award voted on by our athletic department and is given out to an individual who has supported our teams and program throughout the year. This award is going to someone who is selfless and goes above and beyond to help our athletes and athletic staff anytime, any day, any night. You can find this person around early at night, or early to help them set up for events, cheering on our athletes during our competitions, helping clean up after games, and is always making sure that our community members have the best experience possible. This person has no idea how much we appreciate him and all the support he gives to our athletics programs. Congratulations to Chekram Ramdial. You are truly deserving of this award. Next, we welcome Ashley Woodruff and Noah Cassell-Young to announce the 8+ years in varsity letters.
Our 8+ Varsity Letters Award winners and student athletes who have participated in 8 or more varsity seasons during their time here at Masters. Please congratulate the following students: Kyle Benson, Aiden Lothian, Mason McCallum, Daniel Medea, Andrew Mitchell, Robert Quigley, Kara Ratton, Dennis Sadrich, Wayne Schlossman, Kayla Shelley, Isabel Shankar, Camille Smith, George Bowles, Lexi Watson, Sabrina Wolfson, and Sarah Wu.
athletes are seniors who have participated in a master's team sport each season for 4 years. This is a huge accomplishment, so can the following students please come up to the stage? Dennis Sajajai, Quinn Schlossman, and Aiden Lothian.
Now to kick off the Athlete of the Year Awards, please welcome Coach Jagganoff and Coach McWilliams.
Our first ninth grade Athlete of the Year is a young man who played 3 seasons of varsity sports as a freshman. That in and of itself is an accomplishment to be able to play at that high level at such a young age. In the fall, he tried a new sport. He came out, did cross country. Coach Luciano remarks that his attitude was always top notch, despite it being not a sport that he was terribly familiar with. He always gave it his best effort. His attitude was always phenomenal, and he was there for every single practice, never missed a meet. During basketball season was when I was reunited with this young man. I say reunited because I'm familiar with him from the middle school. He made the varsity basketball team as a freshman, not only as a freshman, but as the smallest player on our team, which presents lots of challenges in and of themselves. Despite his size, he battled every single day. And in addition to that, he happened to play the hardest position on the court, point guard. Point guard's an incredibly demanding position that not only requires your own personal skill, but your ability to think the game and think along with your head coach. And as he will tell you, sometimes being able to think along, and it's always the position that the head coach is toughest on you, right? And so being able to think along at a high level was definitely a period of adjustment. But he never made excuses, never, ever, ever. If anything, he shares some qualities that I myself have, which is that he was always very hard on himself because his standards for himself were so high. Despite the fact he was a freshman, there were a million excuses he could have made, but his entire focus was on, how do I do this thing? How do I get over this failure and get to the next step? How do I take that next step? And then similar comments were made in the spring season when he did indoor track. Our jumping coach, Coach Yolanda, mentioned that the jumping events were tough for him at first, right? He was similarly frustrated that he was smaller and not as strong or not as fast as the other kids and wasn't able to do some of the jumps. But all the time and effort came in over spring break for lots of optional workouts and practices, and overcame that fear of failure and was able to accomplish so much this year. And both myself, all the other coaches in our programs, and the Master School is very, very lucky to have Azan Thomas for the next 3 years.
always hoping for with our athletes, someone who just wants to play. It's been amazing watching her grow, and I'm excited for what lies ahead. We will miss her desperately in the years to come here at Masters. But congratulations to this year's freshman class female athlete of the year, Anna Ruiz.
In our track season at the FAA and at the notion that he could always do something to be a little better. And he would come off and ask the coaches what he could do and ask if he could do that at practice. He was also a very enthusiastic young man and embodies one of my favorite quotes from Pele, which is, enthusiasm is everything. It must be taught and vibrating like a guitar string. While his desire to improve was subtle and could go unnoticed, his enthusiasm was out there. He was always the first to be ready for practice. And regardless of what we did, whether it was 5x300s, 2 sets of those, or 4 sets of 200 followed by 8 hills, 3 sets of those, he would tell us, man, that was tough. I want to do that again. So a quick message to our winner. I know you don't know who you are yet, but everybody else. I know you'll continue to be a tremendous asset to Masters both on and off the field, and you will surely have successes in competition. But never lose your humility, and never let anything or anyone dim your enthusiasm. Congratulations to our 10th grade male athlete of the year, Jake Mason.
So one Friday morning in February at 7 a.m., this particular athlete came walking into the FC with nothing but sneakers. She had never ever played the game before, had no idea what she was doing. I gave her a stick and we got straight to work. Now keep in mind the process is pretty technical sports. You're trying to catch a small ball with a 3-foot extension of your body. It's not easy. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of reps. As we're working on stick skills, I caught a glimpse of what work ethic and natural athleticism the coaches were speaking about. I knew she was really good. At the end of our hour together, I told her that if she stuck with it, she could really develop into a solid lacrosse player. She laughed politely and didn't believe a word out of my mouth, but she was nice about it. But I truly knew she was really good. Fast forward to the end of the season, and she was the most dominant defender on the field, both physically and vocally. She held the same presence on the field in the spring that she held on the court through the fall and then the winter. She's incredibly coachable and will continue to be a pivotal piece of future successes. I am proud to announce that this year's Athlete of the Year goes to Jenna Goodman.
Hello again. I'm here to represent the Junior Male Athlete of the Year. I'm going to take you through his 3 seasons as an athlete at Masters. According to the soccer coaches and representatives, I got word that he showed great passion for soccer and played with fiery intensity, and that he continuously run himself into the ground in search of goals, and as a result, ended the season as our leading goal scorer with 10. We always appreciated his fire and passion, even though it was sometimes getting in trouble. with the referees and his own teammates, but we always knew this would result in demanding more of himself. And those around him. Truly look forward to seeing what he can do next year. He then made his way into indoor track, where he broke 7 seconds, 55, participated in 55 hurdles, 300-meter dash, 4x200. Made his way into outdoor track, where the 100, 200-meter specialist can guarantee on our best 4x100-meter team. There is no doubt that he will be a crucial leader in the track team next year. All signs lead to him being named captain. With this acknowledgement of Athlete of the Year, I am confident this will add to the chip on his shoulder to continue to live up to his expectations of himself and as well as his teammates. Congratulations on an outstanding junior year. We are excited to coach, guide, and support how we can raise the bar again in the fall. Here's to always being 16 sunny. Congratulations, Debbie.
Congratulations, Jesse, Creasy, and Demi. Here to present the Athlete of the Year for the 12th group, please welcome Coach Jansen and Coach Kova.
Hi again. If I don't do that as well, just bear with me. So when I was asked to speak about the Male Athlete of the Year, I without hesitation, again, said yes. This year's Male Athlete of the Year is someone who has demonstrated exceptional athleticism across 3 very different sports: soccer, squash, and volleyball. Not only is this person an excellent athlete, he is truly a kind and caring person. I asked his former coaches for some thoughts that come to mind about this person, and one coach said he was always happy to shoulder the burden of his years, as seldom as they occurred, and lift up his teammates when they messed up. Another coach said he always played hard, but more than anyone, he found another gear when it was late in a close match. Another coach said that his leadership was integral to bringing the soccer team together, and he saw for that. To this, I will add that it was a gift to see someone pour themselves so fully into whatever they did. Being the best is not simply having a gift. It's having a gift and working relentlessly to hone it. Something that I told my players frequently is that excellence is a habit, and I consider myself truly fortunate to have had the opportunity to coach one excellent individual. It is my honor to present this year's 2022 Male Athlete of the Year to Kyle Benson.
All right, last one of the evening. So over the last 3 years, I've had the pleasure of coaching this young athlete, seeing her go from raw talent with limitless potential to a proven force on the field and on the track. In that time, she's shown me and others around her that you don't get to be a force just by having talent. You have to possess the drive to work and that competitive edge to put you above. So let's talk about her drive to work. At practices, she would have this look of pure determination on her face. If she was working on her shooting in soccer, she would kick it as if she were trying to pump. If she was putting in some reps on that red oval, she was attacking the track as if it somehow offended her. At the end of practice, we would talk about how hard she just worked, only for her to tell me that she had to go to soccer practice. What about her competitiveness? Well, all you have to do is watch her on the sidelines, or right before running a race. She would be talking to her teammates or herself, asking everyone to give everything they have. And whenever she was competing, she was able to shift into that next gear that gave her that edge. While I wish I could have her for another year, unfortunately her story at Masters as a amateur comes to an end. She finishes her senior year as a captain of the girls varsity soccer team, a captain of the indoor and outdoor track teams, and a school record holder in 8 events. I am truly proud of the person that she has become and cannot wait what she does as an outcome. honored to be able to present this award to Camille Smith. So our DAA presidents are going to come up to wrap up the
Okay, we did another huge round of applause for all the best award winners. So I'm a firm believer that athletics is one of the major aspects that brings the school environment together, which is why I feel all our athletes are such quintessential members of the Masters community. This past year has been full of multiple ups and downs. Regardless, these athletes have held their heads high and persevered. We are so proud of all of their achievements.
It has been an honor for Kyle, Aiden, and I to serve as your DAA presidents this year. We'll truly miss memorable moments of Masters athletics and are excited to see where the next generation of DAA will take us. We could not be happier and prouder to pass our positions off to Ashley and Noah, who now does all the ceremony.
Thank you, Aiden, and Kyle, for the work you've done in leading our sports community this year. Looking towards next year, we're excited to promote our athletes and teams regularly for more integrated team events and even more academics. Additionally, we are looking forward to building on the ideas and traditions that former DAA members have established, as well as giving everything we've got for our school athletics and community as a whole.
Congrats to all of our award winners. We only have one more big round of applause for the amazing spring athletes. We also want to thank all of those who came to support your teammates, peers, and friends this evening. Thank you to all the fans and parents for providing so much support for our athletes this year, and we will work to gain continued support next year. We're excited for the future, but we also want to thank all of you for making